George Russell is a driver to watch out for. He's a driver that I rank quite highly, and of course he won multiple junior championships throughout his junior career, and he's a driver that I believe can go toe-to-toe with Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. He has proven time and time again over the course of the 2022 F1 season why Mercedes made a great choice and why he deserves his place in a top team. He is genuinely the driver that surprised me the most. His biggest strength is his adaptability, quality pace, and consistency. Something Daniel Ricciardo lacked, and that's why his McLaren project was a complete disaster. His quality pace is genuinely one of the best on the grid. He showed how consistent he is at the first part of the 2022 season. Up until Silverstone, he's the only driver to be in the top 5 out of every single race before that. While Lewis was performing the experiments, if you want to believe that, Russell proved to have the ability to be a strong and reliable option the team can depend on to bring in good results. His adaptability is second to none, and that's his biggest strength. We saw that in the Sakir Grand Prix in 2020, where he got into a car that didn't exactly fit him, and throughout the race, he was looking like he was going to win the race. Of course, the Mercedes was by far the best car on the grid that year, but Bottas was driving the same car, and Bottas isn't exactly a bad driver. He was looking to win the race up until Mercedes botched the pit stop. And again, we saw that at the first part of the 2022 season, just how he adapted to the car quite quickly and was proven to be, a bit of a menace in Lewis Hamilton's way. George Russell, in my opinion, is the most adaptable driver on the grid. If you give him a car, he would genuinely be able to drive it to its best or really close to that. And his quality pace is absolutely amazing. In the Williams days, that absolutely terrible Williams, George Russell will consistently put the car into Q2 and Q3 in some cases. And of course, the most famous was his podium at Spa in 2021. And I'm not trying to make George Russell look perfect. He's not perfect. Of course, he had some mistakes at the latter part of the 2022 season, notable incidents with Perez, Sainz and Schumacher, but that doesn't change my mind on how impressive his season was. He got his first pole, first win, and beat Lewis Hamilton all in his first season in Mercedes. That is genuinely impressive. Although you can make a case for Lewis Hamilton trying the experiments at the first part of the season, George Russell still held his own against Lewis. He is genuinely that good. And of course, he did that in equal machinery. So yeah, there you go. And he's uncomfortably close to Lewis Hamilton. Out of the entire grid, I think they are the closest teammates and strongest driver pairing. And by the way, if you're enjoying the video, a sub to the channel would be severely appreciated. I believe if you give him a championship winning car, if Lewis Hamilton isn't in the team or he just drops off, George Russell can at least challenge consistently against Verstappen and give Verstappen a tough time. In the next 3 to 5 years, I believe George Russell will be Verstappen's biggest nightmare. Kind of like Mika and Schumacher situation, while Verstappen might end up the most successful out of the 4 drivers in Russell, Max, Leclerc and Norris that will take Formula 1 to the next generation. George Russell can give Verstappen a serious run for his money. And of course, I'm saying this because I don't really see Leclerc going to Mercedes. And if Leclerc is with Ferrari, we all know that those guys are not here to win the championship. But if maybe Leclerc goes to Mercedes, maybe, he'll be the one spearheading and challenging Verstappen in the next 3 to 5 years. But now, personally, I believe that Lewis Hamilton is Verstappen's closest and strongest rival. You might have your opinion on that, but yeah. Of course, he has kind of developed a reputation to be a bit of a villain, but if he can keep his incidents minimum and a squeaky clean driver, it's going to be okay. It all depends if Mercedes can give him a good car to challenge for championship. This is just the beginning. We're seeing George Russell. Now check out this video where YouTube thinks you're gonna enjoy. Subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.